Qualität.
Qualité.
品質 calidad,
Quality.
Qualidade.
While it's spelled and pronounced differently in different languages,
Kачество.
essentially it means the same thing to everyone.
الجودة.
Or does it?
Quality.
Recently, psychologist and market researcher Clotaire Rapaille, chairman of Archetype Studies, visited Epcot Center at the Walt Disney World Resort, where he had an opportunity to reflect on the importance of these cultural differences.
We are in Germany, enjoying pretzel and beer, and looking at quality through the German mind. Germans are very good into precision, standard engineering, high quality of almost everything they do in manufacture. And this is a very good example of the German mind in terms of quality. They came up with a standard of beer 490 years ago and never really changed these standards. That's what the German mind is up to, standards in quality.
The workers in Germany, that they're really precise, that they really try to make the best out of their products, get the best quality, and work hard on it.
The Germans, they really look for food which is as natural as possible. So I heard about cheese here in America, which is made without fat. That wouldn't work in Germany.
And also the way it looks nice, and sometimes I see cakes here with really fancy colors, and that's all artificial. We have like tiny tomatoes, but they really taste like tomatoes.
The German culture is very much into procedures, roles, laws, duties, rules. You have to learn all these rules. Even when you are a little child, you have to learn these rules. I did a study for Lego, the toy company. And the way we did that was to watch little children in Germany to open a box and see what they were going to do. The German will open the box, look at the instruction booklet very carefully and follow the procedure there, and will create a toy exactly similar to the one that is in the booklet of instruction. What was very fascinating was to do the same research with American kids. What we found was the American kids will open the box, first they will tear it apart, and then second they will open the box, see the instruction booklet, never read it, they throw it away, they never read the instruction booklet, and then they start building something of their own, with their own creativity. And American mothers will value very much the fact that their kids are very creative. They have a lot of ideas of their own that nobody else has. That's the major difference between quality in America and in Germany. Now this is a different story. Now we are in France. Quality in France is life, is everyday life. Quality is a class statement. You have it or you don't have it. For example, haute couture. Haute couture, it costs a lot of money, several $1,000s to buy a dress that obviously you're never going to wear. You're not going to go shopping with this dress. And the notion of being useless is very important for the French because it's a class statement. For example, if you have a scarf and you want to buy a scarf because you're afraid to get a sore throat or to get you cold, then it's kind of low class. You're just buying something because it's useful and you need it. But if you buy a very expensive scarf just to put on your shoulder with a very nice gesture, just because it is absolutely useless, you don't need it. Your shoulder is never going to catch a cold. That is quality, and this is a class statement. And this is what it is in France. The quality of life is really a luxury class statement that has to be very expensive and has to be useless.
If I want to buy something more than something else, it's also because it's going to be more expensive. So if it's more expensive, it's because they took more time on it, they work more time on it, so I guess it's going to be more quality.
I think that in France, quality is related to time. It means that in France we take a long time, like for cooking, and then we would take a long time to build a house, and the longest you take, the best it is. It means that it's quality. And then, you know, there is simple pleasure in France. It's to sit in a petit café like this and enjoy a coffee, an espresso, and that's very simple. It doesn't cost much, but it is what we call art de vivre, art of living, and this is quality.
Yes, yes, the art of living. She makes a very good point about that cafe, because the cultural differences between the French and American find no better expression than at mealtime. The right time in America is now. In Japan, it's a completely different story. Japanese have time. They have time to think, to plan. They have time to look for perfection. They want to get into a point where there's this total harmony with what they're doing and what they feel inside and what they want to accomplish. The Japanese definition of time is very different from the American definition of time. This notion of time and quality applies to everything in life in Japan. Let's go to the garden. This is a very good example of perfection, of careful planning, of looking for harmony in every detail. This is a bonsai, and that might be a very good example and a symbol of what means perfection in Japan, and the way a gardener achieved perfection with very careful little details, looking for harmony, is almost like a sculpture. It's an art. Of course, you need to get the perfect picture inside before you can achieve this dimension of perfection. On the other hand, Americans have a very different attitude. This is obviously a very different relationship with time and quality.
People don't mind working overtime because it's not the main concern, because they try to find something good about for people. And sometimes people say Japanese people take something from other people in the other countries and they renew something else. And I think it's true, because maybe they found something good about the product in other country and they took it, but if they found better way, they invent other way. In the United States, people tend to discover by themselves or invent anything new, not as teamwork. But we don't care about who finds something or who invent this one.
Well, this is America, and this is the American adventure, the American experiment. Let's go. We don't know where we're going, but let's go. Let's do it. We don't know what we're going to do, but let's do it. Quality in America is it works. When it doesn't work, we know it's not quality. But before, we have no idea really of what is quality. We think that if it happened to be quality, I will find out. I will know what it is.
So if I buy something at like a clock radio at Circuit City or something, I take it home, and if it breaks down, you know, much sooner than it's supposed to, it's not quality. If it works the way I expected it to, that's quality. I know it when I see it. You know, you can see it. It's there.
Americans learn from their mistakes. So there is no way we're going to do it right the first time. Why? Because then there is no way we can learn anything. So we try and we make mistakes, And we suffer from these mistakes. Why? Because, oh, no pain, no gain, right? We have to suffer. We have to feel bad about it. Oh, we didn't make it right. We didn't do it right the first time. So let's do it again. In Japan, it might be an object that is up to quality and perfection. In America, this is people, individual people. Individualism is very important. I want to transform myself. I want to discover my new identity. I want to become all the possible selves that I have inside of me. I want to actualize all my potential. This is why I'm here, and this is what I want to do. And this is really what is quality in America, is transforming people.
I think the American perception of quality is giving your very best, in return having the one that you're giving it to receive it with a feeling. If I was to go out and make a purchase, and I got it and I was satisfied with it, and the person that was selling it to me, if they gave it to me and I was able to feel that they were very sincere, that they really wanted to make me happy, I could feel the quality of the service.
The key for quality in America is stop imitating other cultures. We have the answer for quality in America. We just need to believe in the individual, to trust how good are people in this country, and give them a chance, sometimes give them a second chance. That's the crucial element for quality in America.
Dr. Rapai's findings, validated by an independent research firm, clearly show that Americans derive great satisfaction from individual achievement. This personal identification with quality is unique to Americans. Without the American bias for action, progress, and individual achievement, the world would be a very different place. The evidence is clear. America's path to improvement is directly tied to our constant need for higher goals and opportunities to do the impossible.